Well, Clemson came to Atlanta on this Monday night seeking to build on its win Saturday over Virginia Tech, but the Tigers got off to a bad start here. And even though they called up, they never had the lead in the ball game. And Georgia Tech knocks off the Tigers 63-52, and that snaps a 10-game losing streak by Georgia Tech to Clemson. Tech had not beaten the Tigers since January of 2010. The Tigers did not have a whole lot of life in them early on. Defensively, they seemed like they were always playing from behind. It appeared that Georgia Tech's guards could get pretty much anywhere they wanted to on the dribble into the lane and then make something happen. They would either make a shot or they would dish it off to one of their big men. On the night, Georgia Tech made 25 baskets. They had 15 assists with those baskets, so that gives you some indication of how effective the little guys were. And Georgia Tech scored 40 points in the paint. 40 of their 63 points came in the paint tonight. So they did a really good job of penetrating Clemson's defense. Clemson did not do a good job with their ball screen defense, something they're usually very good at. And perhaps the Tigers were a little bit leg weary after having just played this past Saturday. But then again, Georgia Tech also played this past Saturday. The Tigers fell behind in the second half after they called up. It was 32-32, and it looked like momentum was starting to go Clemson's way, and the Tigers might find a way to pull this thing out. 32-32, plenty of time to go, and then Georgia Tech hit another streak, 14 unanswered points, and that pretty much did the Tigers in. They did get to within 9 on 3 different occasions, but that was as close as they would get. The Tigers were led in scoring by Jaron Blossomgame and by Austin Ojukwu with 10 points each. They did not get much from Dante Grantham. His slump continues, 1 of 6 from the floor for the freshman. 3 points. It's pretty obvious that he's hit that freshman wall here of late. His shot has been well off, and his contribution offensively has been minimal. Landry Noko had 8 points, but he was only 3 of 10 from the floor. So it was just a tough, pretty much all the way around for the Tigers. High man on the game was Georgia Tech's guard, Josh Heath. He had 14 points on the night, 4 of 5 shooting. So this is a disappointing loss for Clemson. The Tigers were hoping to go 2 up in ACC play against a team that only won twice coming in the ACC. Instead, they come up a loser. They fall to 15-11, 7-7 in the ACC, and Tech improves to 12-10, 3-11 in league play. Next up for Clemson, a little trip over to Duke in Durham on Saturday. By the way, McCamish Pavilion here in Atlanta, I know it's been around. This is its 3rd year. My first time here. It is a beautiful, beautiful building. Clemson's AD, Dan Radakovich, was the AD here when this building was being designed. And if he applies some of the same features at the new Littlejohn, then Clemson's going to have itself one heck of a basketball facility, because this place is first class, no question about it. But as far as Clemson is concerned, tonight it was a hall of horrors as they fall 63-52. You can catch the post-game comments from Brad Brownell, Austin Ojukwu, and Jordan Roper right here. Tomorrow night we'll be in Athens, Georgia, to watch South Carolina and the Georgia Bulldogs. We'll preview it on Sports Talk tomorrow night and, of course, have the coverage for you right here at sportstalksc.com.